Justice versus glory, two kings, two legends. What makes a king truly great? Is it how many temples he builds, or how justly he rules his people? One ruled with freedom and respect, the other ruled with gold, stone, and fear. Today we bring you the story of Cyrus the Great, the Persian king known for justice and wisdom, and Ramses II, the mighty pharaoh of Egypt, remembered for his power, battles, and breathtaking monuments. They never met, but history remembers them both, and now you will learn their stories while improving your English. Cyrus the Great, 600–530 BC, founded the Achaemenid Empire, the first true superpower of the ancient world. He respected cultures, languages, and religions. He freed slaves, including the Jews in Babylon. His legacy, a model of human rights. Ramses II, 1303–1213 BC, ruled the New Kingdom of Egypt for 66 years. He built more temples than any other pharaoh. He fought great battles like Kadesh, signed the world's first peace treaty, and had over 100 children. One changed the world with kindness, the other with might and memory. In this series you'll learn vocabulary in context, practice listening with real-world storytelling, understand ancient history in a fun way, and grow your English one story at a time. Vocabulary to remember: justice = fairness, doing what is right. Monument = a building or statue that honors someone. Legacy = what someone leaves behind. Conquer = to take control through force. Before they were kings, before the battles, the temples, the empires, they were just boys, born into power, shaped by their time. Let's discover how Cyrus and Ramses began their royal journeys. Cyrus the Great, a prince from the mountains. Cyrus was born around 600 BC in Persis, modern-day Iran, in the rugged mountains of the Achaemenid tribe. Legend says that when he was born, King Astyages, his grandfather, had a dream that Cyrus would one day overthrow him, so he ordered the baby to be killed. But Cyrus survived. A shepherd raised him in secret, strong, humble, and curious. Later, his true identity was revealed, and he returned to reclaim his royal place. This beginning shaped Cyrus. He knew hardship, he respected ordinary people, and he never forgot where he came from. A great ruler begins as a great listener, the Persians said. Ramses II, born to rule, raised for power. Ramses was born around 1303 BC in a royal palace by the Nile. His father was Seti I, pharaoh of Egypt. From a young age, Ramses was trained to be a god king. He learned military strategy, religion, architecture, royal rituals. At age 14, he was made prince regent, second only to the pharaoh. By 24, he became king. He grew up in luxury with servants, gold, and temples around him, but also with the weight of legend on his shoulders. "I am not just a king," Ramses once said. "I am Egypt itself." Every king must first become one, and for that, there's always a story of power, risk, and destiny. Let's explore how Cyrus and Ramses claimed their crowns in two completely different ways. Cyrus the Great, the rebel who became a ruler. As a young man, Cyrus returned from the mountains to face his grandfather, King Astyages of Media, the man who once tried to kill him. Instead of revenge, Cyrus used strategy, alliances, respect for local tribes. He united Persians, Medes, and others under one dream: a kingdom of fairness and strength. By 550 BC, he overthrew Astyages and created the Achaemenid Empire, the seed of what would become Persia. His rule wasn't built on fear, It was built on loyalty and vision. Cyrus didn't just conquer land, said historians. He conquered hearts. Ramses II, the young pharaoh with big ambitions. Ramses didn't have to fight to become king. He was born for it. At age 24, he inherited the throne of Egypt. But he didn't just sit on it. He wanted to be remembered forever. So he launched military campaigns, built monuments from Abu Simbel to Thebes, declared himself Ramses the Great early in his reign, styled himself as a living god. His rise was bold, fast, and full of image building. For Ramses, power was performance. I will be remembered longer than the pyramids, he claimed. Every great ruler faces one big question at the start. Now that I'm king, what do I do first? For Cyrus the Great and Ramses II, their opening moves were bold, symbolic, and unforgettable. Cyrus the Great, the king who freed people. Cyrus's first act shocked the ancient world. He marched into Babylon, one of the most powerful cities in history, and took it without a battle. How? He respected their culture. He listened to their priests. And he declared freedom for all. Let the people worship their own gods. Let the captives return home. This became known as the Cyrus Cylinder, the first known document on human rights. Cyrus didn't destroy, he unified. His early rule focused on tolerance, order, smart administration, gaining the loyalty of different nations. He ruled not like a conqueror, one scholar wrote, but like a partner. Ramses II, the builder king, begins. Ramses had a different plan. He began building fast, big, and everywhere. One of his earliest projects, the Ramesseum, his grand mortuary temple near Thebes. But that was just the beginning. He expanded cities, decorated temples with his image, named monuments after himself, led military campaigns to show dominance. He wanted Egypt to see him and never forget him. Ramses believed that greatness wasn't just earned, it had to be seen, carved, and celebrated. My name will live forever, in stone and sand. How does a king lead his people? With kindness and wisdom, or with glory and fear? Let's compare the leadership styles of Cyrus the Great and Ramses II and see how power can shape nations in very different ways. Cyrus the Great, the just ruler. Cyrus believed that kings should serve their people, not rule above them. He built an empire of religious tolerance, efficient law systems, local autonomy, letting conquered regions keep their own customs and leaders. He didn't call himself a god. He didn't need statues or temples. Instead, he earned respect through listening to advisors, keeping peace between nations, promoting fairness. Even those he conquered, one historian wrote, spoke of him with honor. His people called him Father of Nations. Ramses II, the god on earth. Ramses took the opposite path. In Egyptian tradition, pharaohs were considered living gods, and Ramses embraced it fully. He placed giant statues of himself in every major temple, rewrote history on temple walls to show victories, even those he didn't win, ruled with strong central control, demanded loyalty and worship. His rule was filled with pageantry, military display, massive propaganda. He didn't just lead Egypt, said one scholar. He was Egypt. His people feared and admired him. His image became eternal. Now it's your turn. Who do you think ruled better? Cyrus, the king of justice and tolerance. Ramses, the god king of glory and fear. Comment below. Cyrus or Ramses? Tell us why. And practice your English while you do. Like this story if you're learning something new. Share with a history lover. Subscribe for more powerful stories that teach real English. A true king leaves something behind, but what kind of legacy is more powerful? Stone that lasts for thousands of years, or ideas that change the future? Let's explore the lasting impact of Cyrus the Great and Ramses II, what they built, what they gave the world, and how we remember them today. Cyrus the Great, the father of human rights. Cyrus didn't just conquer cities, he built a system of freedom and respect that was rare in ancient times. His greatest legacy, the Cyrus Cylinder. Written in cuneiform, it declared, "Freedom of religion, the return of displaced peoples, equal rights under the law." It's often called the first Charter of Human Rights, and it's displayed today in the British Museum. Cyrus also created a vast network of roads, standardized coins and administration, inspired later leaders like Alexander, Thomas Jefferson, and even the United Nations. He left ideas, not just buildings. Ramses II, the eternal builder. Ramses ruled for 66 years and left behind more monuments than any other pharaoh. His masterpieces include Abu Simbel, 2 massive statues carved into rock aligned with the sun, Ramesseum, his grand mortuary temple, decorations in Luxor, Karnak, and Thebes. These weren't just temples, they were giant stories in stone, showing Ramses as a warrior, a god, and the protector of Egypt. He also signed the first known peace treaty with the Hittites, expanded trade and wealth, had over 100 children, ensuring a massive dynasty. His legacy, glory, image, and stone. A great king isn't just powerful at home. He must also know how to deal with the outside world, with enemies, neighbors, and future allies. Let's compare how Cyrus the Great and Ramses II handled international affairs through war, peace, and power moves. Cyrus the Great, the peaceful conqueror. Cyrus expanded his empire from India to the Mediterranean, the largest empire the world had seen. But he wasn't a cruel conqueror. Instead, he used smart alliances with local leaders, respect for cultures and religions, peaceful entries into cities like Babylon without bloodshed. Even when he conquered Lydia, Babylon, and parts of Central Asia, he kept local traditions, appointed local governors, satraps, promoted diplomacy over destruction. He defeated armies but not the people, said an ancient source. Cyrus believed that real power was earned, not forced. Ramses II, the warrior pharaoh. Ramses saw foreign powers, especially the Hittites, as rivals. He led multiple military campaigns to protect and expand Egypt's influence. His most famous battle, the Battle of Kadesh, circa 1274 BC. It was one of the largest chariot battles in history. Though the result was a draw, Ramses claimed total victory on temple walls. After years of tension, he signed the first known peace treaty in history with the Hittites. He also married a Hittite princess to seal peace, fortified Egypt's borders, used war for image as much as defense. Ramses fought with swords and statues. You can rule with your hands, but real leadership comes from your mind and heart. Let's compare the belief systems, personality traits, and inner worlds of Cyrus the Great and Ramses II, 2 kings, 2 souls. Cyrus was influenced by the Zoroastrian worldview, which values truth over lies, light over darkness, good thoughts, good words, good deeds. Even if he wasn't strictly religious, he led with humility, curiosity about other cultures, a belief in balance and harmony. He encouraged religious diversity, moral leadership, listening to wise counsel. Cyrus wasn't loud, he was thoughtful. He walked like a man, but thought like a sage. Ramses II, the living God with limitless confidence. Ramses believed in his divine right to rule. Egyptian religion taught that the pharaoh was the son of the gods, especially Ra, the sun god. Ramses embraced this fully, presented himself as part god, built temples in his honor, told stories where gods blessed him in battle. His personality was bold, energetic, self-assured, some say, even narcissistic. But he also believed deeply in order, ma'at, the balance of the universe, justice and truth. "I am the light of Egypt," he once declared. "I do not fail." Even the greatest kings must one day fall, but the way they leave the world can shape how they are remembered forever. Let's see how Cyrus the Great and Ramses II faced the end and how their names still echo across centuries. Cyrus the Great, death in battle, memory in stone. Cyrus died around 530 BC, reportedly in battle against the Massagetae, a warrior tribe from Central Asia. Though he was a master of strategy, he was also bold, and met his end on the battlefield, sword in hand. His body was buried in a simple stone tomb at Pasargadae. No gold, no statues, just dignity. The tomb is still standing today. People from different lands came to honor him. His legacy became the first ruler to be loved by both the winners and the defeated, a symbol of noble leadership. "Oh man, I am Cyrus, who founded the empire. Do not envy me this piece of earth." Inscription on his tomb. Ramses II, the pharaoh who refused to be forgotten. Ramses lived a long, powerful life and ruled until his 90s. His final years were spent expanding temples, securing Egypt's borders, passing the throne to his sons. He had over 100 children. He died around 1213 BC and was buried in the Valley of the Kings. But his body didn't rest long. In later centuries, looters disturbed his tomb. His mummy was eventually discovered and now lies in the Cairo Museum, still remarkably preserved. He is perhaps the most visually remembered king in history. "I built to be remembered, and now they still look upon my face." Cyrus the Great ruled with justice and humility. Ramses II ruled with power and pageantry. Both shaped histories, both left legacies, but their paths and their impact couldn't be more different. What Cyrus the Great taught us: leadership isn't domination, it's inclusion, respect, and listening. Real power is earned, not forced. People followed him because they believed in him. You don't need statues to be remembered. Ideas can last longer than stone. Cyrus reminds us that a leader's strength lies not in his sword, but in his soul. What Ramses II taught us: if you don't show your power, people forget it. Ramses made sure no one forgot. Legacy can be built in stone. His face still stares at us after 3,000 years. Confidence can move mountains. Even if you rewrite history, it becomes part of it. Ramses reminds us that to be remembered, you must be seen. What should you take away? There's more than one way to lead. Learning English through stories helps you understand cultures, choices, and character. So now the question is yours. Who do you admire more, Cyrus or Ramses? Type your answer in the comments below. Use English and practice with purpose.